Father, we are back. This is Paul Michael Davis and Father P. O'Sullivan on MCTV and MCTVLive.com. Father P, the next question I have is O'Sullivan, Irish.
Yes, it is.
How far are you away from Ireland?
My dad's dad came from Ireland, so my grandfather.
Really? Okay.
But tell you what, I do remember him, but I was about 3 when he died, so I remember him, but I don't have any real solid memories.
Have you ever been to Ireland?
One time, my entire family went. We did one of those 8-day, 7 nights, quick.
Yeah.
Kansas City to Dublin, and then we left on a Saturday morning and came back on a Saturday.
So did you love it over there? Was it?
It was very nice. My mom went. That's when my mom was still alive, and my 2 sisters, my brother, their spouses, several of my nieces and nephews. We had about 15 of us.
Wow.
And we just kind of went on as one big tour group, and we didn't do anything but the touristy stuff. We did go to the town that my grandfather was born in, and Atay in County Limerick. It's in the southern part, right next to Cork. And we did go to the town that he was grew up in, and then we also visited the church that he was baptized in, and we actually talked to the priest there, and he showed us the baptismal records where
Really?
gosh, you're making me think. He 1889, something like that, where he was baptized in that church. He was the youngest of 8. And from what my dad told me is that they were kind of a poor family. It said he was the youngest. He had a sister who was older than he was, come to the United States, and she had settled in Kansas City, Missouri, and had married a policeman. And so when he decided to leave Ireland, he just came over and stayed with his sister, and that's where he grew up.
Now, in your family, do you have any other men or women of the cloth?
No, they're all very, tell you what, my family's probably more religious than I am. My 2 sisters both taught in Catholic schools in Kansas City. Each of them taught for over 40 years. My brother's an attorney, and his wife is the principal of a Catholic grade school in South Kansas City.
Wow.
And my he's an attorney, but I would say 90% of the time he gets up and goes to Mass every day and then goes to the office.
Wow.
So everybody's fairly attuned.
They get the whole Catholic thing on lock.
Yeah. And all my nieces, and now great nieces and nephews, all went to Catholic grade schools. And, they all went to Bishop Miege High School. Mm-hmm. And I now have 6 great nieces and nephews, and they're either at Good Shepherd or St. Joe Parish in Shawnee.
Wow. That's pretty cool. So now, okay, your grandfather from Ireland, when did he come over to the U.S.?
Probably just prior to World War II. I think he was born in 1889, and I think he was in his early 20s when he came over, so that would put that like 1910, 1911.
Now, did he come over as an indentured servant, or?
No, he just came over. I think he was, he had gone to school, gone to grade school and high school over there. In fact, he had gone to a year or 2 in college, but I think job prospects were not very good. So that's when he just decided that he had a sister over in the United States, and he just thought, he'd come over here and by himself, and then just moved in with his sister and her husband, and then got a job working on the railroad.
Wow.
And then he worked on the railroad. My dad worked on the railroad.
So what about, and brothers and sisters?
2 sisters and 1 brother.
Brother's a lawyer.
Brother's a lawyer, and 2 sisters are retired Catholic school teachers.
Wow.
Both of them just retired here the last year or 2. But like I say, each of them had put in 40 years.
So what did your father and mother think of you becoming a priest?
They were fine. They just said, do whatever's going to make you happy. Wow. And like I say, I'd been out in college, and I'd been to the Marine Corps, and my mom was Dad, both of them very supportive.
Good. So, did you now, has the journey of priesthood been smooth sailing, or
sure?
Been some
tell you what, being a priest is just like anything else. You have some very, very, very good days, and occasionally you have some days that aren't so hot. But in general, it's been very easy.
Wow.
Like I say, I think if someone wants to be a priest, I think that's fabulous. But if you think by becoming a priest that your life is going to be easy or that every day is going to be wonderful, that's not realistic for life. That's like today's gospel. Today's August 4th, the feast of St. John Vianney, but the gospel was, do you truly trust that God's going to take care of you? God doesn't promise a perfect life, but God does promise that he'll take care of you.
Well, on that note, Father, we're going to take one last break. We're going to come back with the hot seat.
Okay.
Father Pete O'Sullivan is going to be in the hot seat on mctvlive.com and MCTV. This is Paul Michael Davis, Father Pete, and we'll see you soon.